everybody. Today we're going to talk just a little bit about the updates in the child tax credits. This is something that we probably got the most phone calls outside of tax season ever on because everything has just been so weird. So as you probably know, with COVID, the child tax credits were adjusted. So child tax credits are credits that you get when you have dependent children at home. And they've raised the age now to where they can be under 18. So it used to be they had to be younger than that. So, but now clear up until they're 18, you can get the child tax credit for these kids. They have raised the amount of the child tax credit. So in prior years, for the past few prior years, it was $2,000 a kid. They've raised it now to $3,000 a kid and an additional $600 if you have kids that are under 5. So little kids are now worth $3,600. Every other kid's worth $3,000 when normally they would just be worth $2,000. So that's a big change. It's not a permanent change. They have not made it permanent. That's just for 2021. So, and then here's what they did, which you probably all realized and then called about. So they upped the amount of the credit that they're gonna qualify for. And then they took they were supposed to take half of that credit and now give it out monthly to the families. This is called the advanced child tax payment. So most of you that have children that the IRS knew about just started getting these payments in the summertime. Like they didn't send you anything in the mail. They didn't send you like documents or anything. Like the money just showed up in your bank account for most of you. Some of you got checks if they didn't have your direct deposit information. So it was a little bit freaky because here comes this money and like, what are we gonna have to do with it? Do we have to repay it? Can we keep it? Do we actually get it? It's been a little wild. So the good news is that for the vast majority of people, you get to keep that money. You don't have to repay it. That's not for everybody though, because there are income thresholds where, let's say in 2020, your income was something and so you qualified for it, but now in 2021, when we go to file your taxes, if your income's too high, the IRS is gonna say, nope, now you don't qualify, and they want to claw it back and make you repay the credits that they never should have given you in the first place. So it's all been goofy. You did have the option earlier when they first started doing it to go online and to opt out of the payment. So maybe some of you did that. For anyone who actually received an advanced payment, the IRS should be sending you a letter in the mail. It should be there by the 3rd week of January is what they've said. We hope that's accurate. And it's a form. It's form 6419. This is a new form that you are now required to have and that you need to report on your taxes. It should tell you how much you received of those advanced payments. If you're married, then both of you should receive a letter. I mean, it's all a little strange, but like, you know, if we have kids on our tax return and we're married, even if the kids don't belong to that one spouse because they're stepkids, the IRS doesn't know the difference. Both people should still receive letters. So please look for that. You have to have that to file your taxes. If by some crazy reason it does not come and you do not have this form 6419, then at a minimum what you need to do is you need to go back through your bank statements from July on and total the amounts. We'll know how much did you get on what date for all of these payments so we know the totals that you received. So hopefully the letter just comes and you can just bring the letters, but there would be 2 letters. So if you're married, there's one for each spouse. We want both of those letters. And it's gonna be interesting because let's say that, you know, if I'm divorced and I have kids, but my husband claims them every other year, well, if my husband had claimed them in 2020 and got the child tax credits, he would also get the advanced child tax credits. Even though now for 2021, he doesn't claim them, I claim them, and I never got the money, right? So this is all weird. How is this gonna work out? We're filming this video at the end of December, and this could change, but how it is right now is it's all gonna be okay. So we hope they keep it all okay. So right now, let's say if I didn't get to claim my kids last year because the ex did, fine. I claimed them now, and guess what? I haven't yet received that $3,600 for the little kids and the $3,000 for the other kids. Even if the spouse did, right? If this ex-spouse already got those advanced payments and I haven't gotten it yet, when I file my tax return, I don't report what he got. I only report what I got. Guess what? I didn't get anything. So the IRS will give me the full amount of those child tax credits, even though they already gave the advances to my ex-spouse. Crazy. And then here's the other crazier thing. So the ex-spouse, right, who got the payments but now is not claiming the kids, according to today's rules, will not have to pay back what they got. So it's like totally double dipping. Both spouses are gonna get it. It's a little bit crazy. So that's the rule right now. We'll see if they end up changing it. But please just be aware that things are weird, you need to have that letter, you need to know how much was received, and we'll be asking lots of questions, especially in split situations. The time where this really becomes problematic is if your household income is more than $150,000. So we have quite a few clients whose household income is more than $150,000 and they still got those advance payments. What math was the IRS using? I don't know, because they gave out the payments even though the income was too high to qualify for them. So if your income is over the 150, then at tax time, you're going to be responsible to repay those excess amounts. You still qualify for the old child tax credits, which are $2,000 a kid, but you don't qualify for the extra $1,000 or the extra $1,600 that's associated with the COVID stuff. So you wouldn't suddenly have to repay all the child tax credits. You just wouldn't qualify for the extra ones that are COVID related that they already sent you. So that gets tricky because now you'd have to pay them back, which really that looks like we're just gonna subtract it out of your refund. So if you received, $3,000 worth of advanced child tax payments that you weren't supposed to because you really don't qualify because your income's over $150,000, that will just come out of your refund and it'll all be settled there. So it's just gonna be a little bit wild, a little bit crazy. It's gonna get split. So in short, this is probably not the year to do stuff on your own because of these different things. But just know that we are up to date. We know what's going on. We're constantly getting the updates with everything with the child tax credit. So please find your letter. Bring that with you to your tax appointment. If you cannot find your letter, then at least go back and do the math and find out how much you've received and the dates and for what kids you even think they were for. Again, it's not gonna be clear for some people. It's gonna be a little crazy. But anyway, that's the updates on the child tax credits.